you look like new people. Does everybody want to come more in the front? Or आगे आना है? Okay, before I share with you more about the topic, I want to ask you is, do you also want to speak and make it an interactive thing, or you want to hear me out and then you want to speak? Are you ready to? Interactive is good? Okay, so we'll do that. Yes, and as you know, I've already introduced myself in previous talks that I've given here. I have a background in psychology and philosophy. So my thoughts are from both these disciplines, psychology and philosophy, and whatever came to my mind when I chose this topic is what I have put together in this presentation. So you might find my thoughts may be wandering and all that. So if you don't understand or if it is repetitive, please bear with me. Okay. So when I had to think of a topic to give a talk on, I think self-awareness is something very basic, in psychology also, in philosophy also. It's a starting point and it's also the ending point. So I chose this as a topic, and also because I feel my lifelong pursuit has been to understand myself, both through psychology and philosophy. So there's a saying in which they say that you teach best what you most need to learn. So whatever is your greatest need is only what you can give best to your audience. And so we have this topic of self-awareness, know thyself, which is just a play of words. It's the same words basically. So to begin with, we have some quotes, and these are from some of the recent experiences. The first person, Swami Akshara, I have recently experienced a very good meditation workshop by him, and not Aksharananda. Swami Akshara is Nirgun, I think Nirgun Akshara is his full name. So the first quote that I have put together is by him. It says, there is no key to awareness, awareness is the key. So as I said, both the starting point and the end point is basically awareness. Then there is another nice saying which says, knowing others is wisdom, knowing yourself is enlightenment. Because you want to know about others, but ultimately everything is relative and you do want to know about yourself. And the third thing is very much from a psychological perspective, which says, let us not look back in anger, because all of us, when we look back in our lives, there are many things that we feel we could have done it in a different way had we more awareness at that time. So we may have accumulated some regrets in our life, whatever our age and stage of life may be. We feel with more awareness we could have tackled that better. So we might be sitting in some angry position with relationship to our past. Then when we talk about the future, we may have some fears and anxieties about the future. It can be related to health, money, whatever, because future is still yet to happen to us. So we have some anxieties related to it. But all psychological and spiritual disciplines talk about whether you are looking back in the past or in the future, these are just projections of our mind. So the simple and wise thing to do is, let us chop off the past, let us chop off the future, which one is gone, one is yet to come. So let us concentrate and dwell in the present. So let us look around in awareness, because that is what is the key. Coming back to the first quote, that is the key which will take you into the present moment, into what your life is all about, into whatever it is that is worrying you, or whatever it is that you are angry about. You can deal with it only in the present. Even in therapy, when I have clients coming to me, whether it is a child or whether it's an adult, whatever issue is troubling that person, you can easily put it in a combination of these two factors. It is about anger relating to the past events or anxieties of the future. It's a combination of these two things which relates, the current problems are always related to that. So we always help the client to tell them, what is your current situation, what can you do about it? This is what has happened and this is what has not yet happened. So what is it that you can do in the present? Now, understanding what is awareness, you want to say anything before you go read there? What is your idea of awareness? Anybody wants to say?
should know our feelings. Mainly, if anything happens, we are in which state, we should be aware.
Right.
Before making a move to respond. Mainly emotional side. And other awareness, physical, mental, and all this goes without saying.
So being aware of your feelings is the main thing for you. Anybody else wants to say anything? When we talk awareness, feelings is the main thing for you also. Okay. Yeah, so when I was thinking about awareness, I said what comes to my mind is light. Whenever we talk about awareness, we're talking about knowledge. We're talking about going, like light is associated with awareness, like darkness is associated with ignorance. So these are the things that came to my mind. It's light, it's knowledge, clarity. An aware person will always be having greater clarity than a less aware person who is more confused and also more reality based. He's more aware, so he has a functioning of what is the reality going on. He's not living in a deluded world. Because some of the psychological problems that we see is that people, I'm not talking about severe disorders, I'm talking even normal people like you and me. I'm saying is the way we deal with everyday realities and the pressures of life is by creating some kind of make-believe world, escaping temporarily or for larger parts of time into different activity zones or that world that we have created. So to the extent that your thoughts and perception is based in reality, to that extent in psychology we call you a normal person. So a more aware person is a more functioning adult because he is aware of what are the realities of life. And if he is taking escape routes or whatever, it can be alcohol or he's going and watching a movie because it's entertaining him for the time being, it's taking away the pressures of life. But he's aware of these are my pressures, this is what I'm doing, these are the consequences of my action. So that is what the whole gamut of awareness is. So clear perception of one's personality. These are just a few things that I've written. Like when we are talking self-awareness, like self-awareness is you in the center. When we are talking, what all does it contain? Somebody said feelings, right? What are your feelings? Feelings is one side. Emotions play a large part of that. So what else does self-awareness consist of? It is your perception about yourself. But what does that perception, what does that awareness consist of? What does that self that you are consist of?
Not exactly, but it is very long to go as a Sakshi Bhava or something, what you call. Whatever happening.
Right.
Not with us, but externally also, aware of that thing without any reaction.
Right now I'm talking about your individual personality. What you're talking is your spiritual personality, right? So if this is me as an individual, what are the things, what is the whole gamut of things? You have thoughts, right? You have thoughts also. Past experiences, okay. Okay. Past experiences. Whatever constitutes the individual awareness or you as a person is what I'm asking. And then when you stand apart from it and you're still aware, that's what you're talking about is Sakshi, right? Yes, beliefs also come here. What are my beliefs? Anything else? Attitudes. So all this is what, to the extent that you are aware, what are my attitudes, what are my beliefs, what are my feelings, what are my emotions, what are my thoughts, what have my life so far been all about. All this constitutes your awareness about yourself as an individual that you are.
Self-identity, your strengths and weaknesses.
Your strengths and weaknesses. Strength and weaknesses. Anything else?
I'm not sure habit will come in this or it will come in the different part?
No, you can say habits, whatever it is about yourself.
Habits are natural reaction towards anything.
Habits,
You
I'm
have a
writing
tendency, I mean,
tendencies.
tendencies.
Habits and tendencies, I'm writing. Okay, then even you have likes and dislikes, preferences. Because that's what makes each person, a combination of all this, we have different in different ways, different configurations. Basics are the same, we are composed of all these things, but different combinations, I may like sweet food and you may like spicy food. So that will be the difference between who you are and who I am. But both of us have some particular taste, so we'll have some tendencies, some likes and dislikes. Then we also have motivations. What motivates you? Money motivates somebody. So a higher cause motivates somebody else. So there is a whole variety of things where your awareness is concerned at an individual level. And the thing about awareness is, on one hand, the more you invest in awareness, you will find that if you are really growing in the awareness continuum, then you will find that the more you learn, the more you understand that you less you know. There is so much more to know. There's still so much more to know. You will reach a stage where you have an understanding of what you know. You will also have an understanding of your own limitations. That beyond this I can't just know. You will reach a point where you know that I can't understand.
There is no end. There is no end.
There is no end. That's what I said. You will reach that end of knowing also. If you are a genuine seeker trying to really understand, then you will understand, okay, this is what my attitude is, this is what my belief is, but there is nothing that you can't just get a picture perfect awareness about yourself. It's not, even when you look in the mirror, of course the mirror is showing you who you are. Even your physical personality is reflected in the mirror, but at the same time it is also colored by your individual perception. So I have mentioned that in a separate slide as a subjective bias, because your own personality will influence the way you perceive yourself and of course the world around you. Strengths, weakness, thoughts, yeah, we've covered all this. So it's written clear perception. Now what is going to determine that clear perception? How does awareness develop in the first place? How do we develop awareness?
What thought comes, then